quarter. Mark Jones, Roddy Jones, Harry Douglas, Freddie Coleman down to the field. And this week 10, the final week of the UFL's regular season. And here's Malone on the return. They fake the reverse. Got a crease up the sideline. Malone all the way down to the 42-yard line. Let's go down to Freddie Coleman.
Well, the one thing that C.J. Johnson told his team at halftime, he said, let's go get one, but let's continue to play with poise and play with passion and know our keys and know our responsibilities. And everybody was able to receive that message until that opening kickoff when they had bad kickoff discipline and kickoff coverage. We'll see if they can rebound from that and make this go to start the second half. Back up to you
Freddie,
guys.
they gave up 51 yards in that kickoff return. McCrary in the backfield. Lombardi's going to hand it off over the left side of that offensive line over Burton and Nelson. McCrary with a couple of yards.
11, 2nd and 4. Now here we go. Let's go. Left trig, rip gut. Left trig, rip gut.
Here we go. Okay, we got left trig.
Sounds like it's going to be another run.
Gut. On one, ready?
McCrary still in the backfield. There's a look at the numbers on Lombardi, who's making his first pro start. Played collegiately at Michigan State. Come across the formation. A nice gain inside the 30 to the 28. And some spirited, determined running by Nate McCrary, stopped by Preston.
You're actually, you get a defender in the backfield trying to tackle him early in that, but Nate McCrary just is able to get outside of the waiting arms of the defender. Rashad Berry pick up a first down.
From the 29. Lombardi going to keep it on the ground again. This is McCrary again. And again, a healthy gain. Stopped by Tyler.
Here we go. I'm going to keep pressing, man. Here we go. What is it?
Second and about 4-11.
Here we go. Let's go. Let's go. Strong safety, tornado 10. Strong safety, tornado 10. Why do we ain't got corn?
We got left tray, zings up.
It was okay. Tornado right. Tornado right.
7-yard gain on that last play. 2nd and 3. McCrary again picks up the first down, keeps those legs perpetually moving. And a very impressive opening drive in the 3rd quarter. Sustained again. First down. 8-yard pickup by Nate McCrary, who played collegiately at Saginaw Valley State. Native of Muskegon, Michigan.
He's shown a lot of patience with his runs on this drive. Little stutter steps in the backfield to let his blocks in front of him get set up so that he can then get up the field and get some positive yardage. It's been a really, seems like he's in a nice rhythm, but now he's catching a break so that Matthew Colburn gets an opportunity.
Here's that quarterback run again. Lombardi pushed out of bounds at about the 5. There's a flag down, though. This looks like it might be a hold on Victor Kern.
60 offense.
60.
Holding offense number 60. 10-yard penalty from the previous spot. Repeat first down.
Sometimes it's so obvious we can see it from up here.
Yeah, he's the left guard, and he's going to pull and try and make a kick-out block, but when Rocky Lombardi bounces outside, just grabs hold of the defender, he's expecting that counterplay to hit inside of that block. He does a pretty good job of walling him off. But then Lombardi bounces it outside because he sees grass out there, and when the defender tries to disengage, he's just not able to let go quite quickly enough.
Colburn in the backfield. It's Colburn looking for a seam. Found one. Burst through. Pop clutch. Touchdown, Panthers. Matthew Colburn with a sprint across the turf for the score.
The patience of Matthew Colburn, right when he hesitates, it makes the defensive lineman pop inside. He goes outside and hits his head on the goalpost, but it's that hesitation in the backfield that causes the defensive lineman to get antsy. He peeks his head inside, Colburn bounces out, and is able to get up the field for a touchdown. Look a lot like those runs that he had at Wake Forest behind that slow mesh.
Here's the extra point, and they're not going to make it. Colburn did not make it.
Right there. Thank you. Thank you.
All right, Harry, this is Keys on the return for Houston. And Keys on his feet and into Michigan territory. Boy, a healthy return. Well, the Women's College World Series continues tonight on ESPN at 7 Eastern, 9 seed UCLA taking on 12 seed Texas Tech in a winner's bracket game in Oklahoma City. Tonight's winner puts themselves within one game of the championship series.
How about Nigeri Kennedy for Texas Tech? Very publicly went from Stanford to Texas Tech in the offseason for just over $1 million. And all she's done is gotten them within 2 games of the championship series in the College World Series, along with her teammates, but she's the best pitcher in the country and will be on full display tonight.
$1 million. It's like they say, you can't be balling on a budget, Roddy.
It's just over $1 million.
You can't 44. Be balling on a budget.
Encroachment 44. Neutral zone infraction. He can't or encroachment with 44.
Encroachment, he hit him, yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
Contact.
Encroachment.
Defense number 44. Contact with the offense prior to the snap. 5-yard penalty. Rams first down.
Well, that was an easy one.
I don't want to short Miss Kennedy. It was $1 million plus $50,000 for living expenses plus a little bit extra for her jersey number. Thrown in there on top.
Yeah, don't be shorting her sister now because she's making her money and making her paper.
And
be doing that.
The free car wash money too.
She's got the Texas Tech went all in and they have delivered. She has been phenomenal as the face of college softball.
Over the left side of that offensive line, Lingard. Short gain down to the 44. Panthers with a little bit of momentum here.
Yeah, they're playing a little more inspired in that second half. In the second half, early on, Breland Speaks gets up the field a little bit, but Noah Dawkins saw it and came downhill quickly and physically to finish that.
Second down from the 44. Jalen McClendon has gone the entire way so far for Houston. Rolls out, finds a man downfield, caught. Butler stopped up inside the 5. Emmanuel Butler makes it first down and goal for Houston.
They just hit Emmanuel Butler on the deep over route, and on the rollout, Jalen McClendon has shown his ability to throw on the run over and over and over. But Emmanuel Butler just keeps working across the field. An absolute dime thrown right between the 1 and the 8 by Jalen McClendon.
I'm going to be looking for McClendon, sorry, Roddy, in an NFL camp when this season's over.
In terms of physical talent, I think it's he and Jordan Ta'amu in this league with the potential to go to the NFL. I mean, he has all of the tangibles.
All in motion, makes the catch, couldn't shed the tackler, and is corralled at the 4-yard line by Noah Dawkins. And daps up his defender. Second and goal coming up. Little show of mutual respect there.
And Roddy,
back to Jalen McClendon as an NFL prospect. Sorry, Freddie. I think from an upside standpoint, this is a guy whose talent has been evident at a number of stops, but for whatever reason, it hasn't worked out. Came into the season with only 6 starts his entire college or pro career. But through this season, I think he's proven he can handle running an offense.
Delivers at the 2-yard line. Is caught short of the end zone to Jarquarius Spivey. Brought down by Dawkins again.
I would say for Jalen McClendon down here in the tight red zone, or the red zone period, going against this Michigan Panthers defense and their defensive coordinator Colin Bauer, you have to expect cover 0. That's an all-out blitz. So have it in the back of your mind, and if it's not that, then you adjust accordingly.
And I think that adjustment needs to be with his legs. Use those as a weapon, particularly down here close.
Got Chisholm to the top of your screen. A long, lanky receiver at 6'4". McClendon over the middle, incomplete. 4th and goal coming up from about the 3-yard line.
Well, it's kind of unclear whether he's trying to hit the receiver coming across the field or the running back hooking up. Anytime you have two guys in the exact same area, it's not exactly how it was drawn up. Yeah. And now Houston has a question. I mean, do you go for it? Do you kick the short field goal? It seems like you're going to have to take a timeout. There's a stoppage on the field to try and sort something out.
4th and goal coming up.
Yeah, because the offensive lineman for Houston, he has been hotter than fish grease at an opposing defensive player right now. They've had 3 or 4 different guys trying to calm him down, and he is not having it. That's why we got a little bit of a delay here, gentlemen.
All right, and in comes the field goal unit. Chris Blewett. Little chip shot here from 20 yards out. Made one today earlier from 43. And knocks that through easily. The lead back up to 10 points with just under 8 minutes to go, as Houston looks for its 5th win of the year.
And importantly, makes it a 2-possession game.
Yeah. And that's what Freddie was alluding to a moment ago. Genesee pretty upset. Here's what Michigan did on its previous drive. They kept it on the ground, and it paid huge dividends.
The patience by the running backs, both Nate McCrary and then on the touchdown, Matthew Colburn II was picture perfect. The offensive line did a great job of continuing to work and opening up those holes. And the commitment to the run game paid dividends. But it all got started by that big kickoff return. Yes. That got them into plus territory where they could lean on that run game during that drive. So I mean, I would expect much more of the same. Get Nate McCrary going. Matthew Colburn showing the speed and the burst. His first game back in a while. Both of those guys should get some touches on this drive.
Hey, they're taking advantage of the opportunities without Tawa in there today. Toa Tawa. Not with the team, did not make the trip.
See number 74, Avery Genesee, still going, talking to his fellow offensive lineman, that's Zach Banner, 31-year-old out of USC, trying to calm him down. But on the other side, I mean, Avery Genesee, left guard, is dealing with Garrett Marino, who is known to be one of the more vocal players in the UFL when he's going good on defense.
So you think he was popping his stuff a little bit?
I think it was probably some sort of catalyst to Avery Genesee's demeanor.
Here's Malone, upended at the 28-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10 from there for Rocky Lombardi. Hey, Sunday Night Baseball comes your way from Los Angeles at 7 Eastern tonight. Ohtani and the Dodgers hosting Aaron Judge and the Yankees. Don't miss this World Series rematch tonight at 7 on ESPN. Two of the best players in the game. Let's go down to Freddie with Coach.
CJ, what is the one thing you've learned about your team so far, having this lead going in right here in the 3rd quarter?
Well, I'm telling you, they're resilient now. They're going to keep going. They got a lot of grit. You know, we're not going to give this thing up. We're just going to keep trying to play hard.
How much does it feel like a playoff game, even though your team's not going to the playoffs?
Look, it's exactly. Myself and Mike Nolan work together at the Saints, and we love going against each other.
Yeah, cookies on the line involving you two, huh?
His wife makes the best cookies.
Go get us, CJ. Back up to you guys.
Hey, there's the goal then. We just found out what the real trophy is. A couple of friends, former co-workers in the NFL with the Saints, speaking very respectfully of each other's talents in our meetings a little bit earlier this week. New quarterback in the ball game, Danny Etling out of LSU. Relieving Rocky Lombardi. Etling pulls, delivers a strike at the 36-yard line to Jalen Moore. A gain of 7 on the play. There's a look at his numbers on the season. 5 touchdowns, 1 interception. He found out that he was going to start against this Houston squad a couple of weeks ago, just moments before the opening kick.
Bryce Perkins had been banged up the week before. Just Bryce there on the right. and went through warm-ups and just didn't feel like he could go. So Danny Etling got the start, and we expected to see Etling in this game. It's also a chance we could see Bryce Perkins to get him some reps before the playoffs.
They're going to keep it on the ground. McCrary. Interesting to watch how Mike Nolan is managing this game today, Roddy, because as you said, next week is the real important one against Birmingham. In a game you'll see on ABC. You don't want to show too much, but you still want to stay sharp, right?
And you want to give Birmingham some stuff to plan for that they haven't seen, as it looks like Michigan lined up to go for it on 4th down.
I'm not sure that they got it. The ball might have not loose. It came loose on the exchange. It was not clean. And Houston got the stop they needed there. They're going to take over on downs. The snap was...
The ball was fumbled and recovered by the offense short of the line of the game. It's 4th down, short. Therefore, the 1st down for Houston. Timeout.
No quarterback, not surprised, right?
Well, the snap got up to the hands of Danny Etling, but he was never able to secure it and bring it in. Either way, Houston's going to get the ball way out back in great field position.
I'll tell you this, his players have no problems receiving his message. He makes it perfectly clear, unambiguous about how he approaches it. Do you think they take a shot here right off the turnover?
I think with the energy that we saw from C.J. Johnson, yeah, I think so. He wants a touchdown badly on this drive.
Lingard in the backfield. McClendon still in at quarterback. They're going to keep it on the ground between the tackles. And Lingard picks up about 4 on the play. Under 6 minutes to go. Houston leading by 10. Including those 19 points. There's a pick 6 by Moody Jr.
To C.J. Johnson, the head coach for the Houston Roughnecks. Like, his credentials go a long, long ways, guys. Remember, he was the receiver coach for the Miami Hurricanes back when it was the U, coaching Andre Johnson, coaching Sonoris Moss, Santana Moss, and also Reggie Wayne. So he's coached some damn good players.
Yeah, they were pretty good.
First round picks, Hall of Famer in there too.
On 2nd and 6, the out pattern is complete. There's a flag down. Complete to Justin Hall.
What's he got?
Looks like they're targeting him a little
tripping
bit more.
number 78
in the second half.
offense tripping 78. What was the result on this? Okay, completion.
It's going to be short. The third.
Okay.
Personal foul. Tripping. Offense number 78. That 15-yard penalty will be enforced in the previous spot. Repeat 2nd down.
So it's going to be right here with Zach Banner. He's going to throw a cut block and actually miss, and then he swings that left leg around just for good measure. And he doesn't actually trip the defensive end, Mika Tafua, but swinging your leg around like that, trying to trip someone, still a penalty. So
when you're 6'8", 365, even if you don't trip somebody, you're tripping somebody. Just the wind alone probably knocked the guy down, and he got that penalty.
Do they teach that?
No, absolutely not. No.
You sure?
Yeah.
Are you sure?
You get the leg up that high, you don't want. It's more dangerous. It's just as dangerous for the offensive lineman. You can see, you catch a bone on the ankle, and it's not enjoyable.
On 2nd and 21, right up the gut. Nice run by Merritt to get some of that yardage back. Under 5 minutes to go. Jalen McClendon approaching 200 yards passing in this football game.
They've had the most success with Jalen McClendon on these 3rd and long situations, rolling him out, getting him away from any potential pressure. Breland Speaks, last year's UFL Defensive Player of the Year, is lined up inside against the guard, which likely frees up those 2 edge rushers as well.
3rd and 12, got to get to the 28. Almost intercepted, incomplete. And it'll be 4th down, Bryce Torndon.
There is a lot going on. You're going to get a twist game here. You're going to get a looper here, slant there. I mean, there is a lot going on for this offensive line to have to sort through. They end up allowing Mika Tafua up the middle. And Jalen McClendon was able to get the pass off, but this was almost an interception. It goes right through the hands of the defensive back, Bryce Tornado.
Malik Turner at his own 8-yard line back for this punt. Calls for the fair catch. And fields it at the 6-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10 from there. Hey, the 2025 UFL Championship will be played on Saturday, June 14th in St. Louis. Watch it here on ABC at 8 Eastern time, or if you'd rather see it in person, tickets started.
Forward to them for a couple weeks as the matchups have been set for a while now.
Colburn with nowhere to go. Well, despite his diminutive size, he wasn't able to hide from the defense that time. Jameer Jones leading the way.
I would say 5'10", 201. He's perfectly sized.
He's not 5'10". Let's go ahead and get that out of the way right now.
Thanks, Harry.
Yeah, if he's 5'10", I'm 6'1".
We're all listed as 5'10" in the media guide, and I believe all of them.
2nd and 14 coming up. Panthers expect to have Tuatawa back next week. Pass tipped at the line of scrimmage, incomplete. So in a blink, it's going to be 3rd down and long for Danny Etling, who came in the previous series in relief of Rocky Lombardi, who started the game.
For those that are familiar with college football, Matthew Colburn played at Wake Forest under Dave Clawson, where they had the slow mesh. Watch where Danny Etling releases this ball. Kind of comes into the line of scrimmage and then pulls and delivers on the RPO. It looks a lot like what Matthew Colburn did at Wake Forest, just the launch point of the quarterback up towards the line of scrimmage and those late pulls to try and deliver.
3rd and 14. Etling out of the end zone, steps up, delivers complete at the 17-yard line to Weidermeyer. 1st down.
Danny Etling's going to be flushed from the pocket, and Weidermeyer initially goes in and then just works back out on the route. Danny Etling does a good job to avoid the initial pressure, step up, and Weidermeyer just kind of gets into his line of sight. Good delivery by Etling and a 1st down.
We have NFL wide receiver on the other side, Harry Douglas. He'll tell you when the quarterback runs that way, you follow your quarterback and find the seam. Perfect combination there.
They call it scramble drill.
14-yard gain on the play. Etling pulls it out, going to take off. Tiptoes out of bounds at the 21-yard line. Danny Etling last week was 23 of 39 for 235 yards, albeit in that loss against Birmingham in a close 4-point loss, 26-22. He did throw 2 touchdowns against 0 interceptions.
You've got to give Danny Etling a lot of credit for how he's handled this season. Was in a quarterback battle into the season with Bryce Perkins back and forth. When we had them the first time, Mike Nolan said, we've got 2 backup quarterbacks right now. Well, Bryce Perkins took the lead, and Danny Etling stayed a great teammate. He's obviously getting his shot late in the season.
And completed that shot for another 1st down at the 39. Jalen Moore with 1:10 to go in the 3rd.
It's a little slant route from Jalen Moore and a good delivery by Danny Etling. He gets it just inside. It was behind the receiver, Jalen Moore, but Jalen Moore slips inside of the defender, kind of gets the defender off balance, and it's a good pickup.
17-yard pickup. Under a minute to go. 3rd quarter. Moore in motion. Etling clean pocket, not so fast. Ball comes loose. Houston being opportunistic. The ball was knocked out and recovered by Houston. TJ Franklin. We'll be counting some Benjamins with plays like that.
TJ Franklin just rips underneath the left tackle, Ryan Nelson, and keeps powering around. And then Danny Etling with improper ball security. Ball gets swatted out. Strip sack, fumble recovery. It's the trifecta for defensive linemen when you're rushing the quarterback.
Not quite enough lift for the slam, but good enough.
High enough. He didn't commit to it, though.
I'll give it a 7.5, but The sack and the fumble recovery was a 10. Let's go down to Freddie.
TJ, outstanding job not only getting the sack but also getting the strip. You've really been able to do a great job as a one-man rush stopping the running game. What's been the critical thing to your success today?
I mean, as a team, it takes all 11 on the field. We got to rush and cover together. If we're not covering the back end, sacks don't come open. And if we're not rushing together, sacks don't come open. So it all works as we all work as one. And we just got to continue to work as one the rest of the day.
What has it been like using that press with only 4 guys? You don't have to blitz as much you have been doing the last couple of weeks.
I mean, that's what we pride ourselves on, rushing coverage. If we got to send more than 4, then we're not doing our job as a D-line. So we take pride in that. We take pride in that as a D-line. So shout out to the guys in the back end. Shout out to the coaches for believing in us. Just got to continue to strive as a team.
Give your teammate a hug. Well done. Back up to you guys.
Great moment for TJ Franklin. 2nd and 8.
Good composure, too, after the strip sack, fumble recovery, sprint down to the goalpost, and then do an interview.
See if the Houston Roughnecks can capitalize on that turnover. McClendon has been on point today. His team up by 10 with 15 minutes. They left it in a decent place.
I think you can see the instigator. Garrett Marino is there, arms out, looking at him on the sideline, laughing.
He took his head, right?
I would say so.
He took his head.
The mental game has been won.
Here we go.
2nd and 8 for now. Start of the 4th quarter. Roughnecks up by 10. And that one batted down by Breland Speaks. Sets up 3rd down and 10.
Well, here's the replacement for Avery Genesee, and let's see what Garrett Marino does to him.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, let's get Genesee back in the game. And he was trotting back on.
Is that one of those, you sorry? Okay, get back in the game.
Right, exactly. Have you had time to cool down? Yes, you have. Now, go back out there and protect my quarterback on 3rd and 8.
Even if he wasn't sorry, he was coming back in the game.
Yeah. 3rd and 10 for Houston.
Delay game, offense, 5-yard penalty, remains 3rd down.
So rather a rhythmic beginning to the 4th quarter for the Roughnecks.
Same thing.
Now move it back a few yards to the 36.
How much pressure does Michigan bring here at an exotic blitz on the last 3rd down? A lot to deal with.
This is usually Justin Hall time. McClendon goes the other way, complete for the 1st down catch at the 23-yard line to Chisholm this time. And he put it, Roddy, right where it had to be.
Look, that is a perfect throw. Bobbled it first.
Wow.
Does he have control of it before he lands out of bounds? That's going to be the question, because the bobble happens. I agree. I don't think he ever had full, firm control before his body hits out of bounds.
We never saw a definitive signal from here. So it initially looked like it was complete. But he definitely bobbled it.
Yeah, I don't think you can. I don't blame them for calling it like that. Remember, neither team has any challenges. So Houston can't challenge this.
Number 97 and 96 are reporting is eligible.
I'm not sure it'd be overturned anyway. I don't know that you can I don't know that you can call that firm control. So it's.
Play is under review for calling an incomplete pass.
I want to look at both things.
I can hear you now.
Look at our Verizon Command Center.
All right, Mike, what you got?
Jason, what I'm doing is I'm looking at 2 things. Looking at the catch, and then I'm looking to make sure that he has the 1st down, too. So I want to go to the catch first, and there is a clear bobble. He looks to pin it against his body. And again, clearly he's down in bounds if he's got control there. I want to see it from the other side. And here's the shot from the other side. And again, that ball's kind of pinned there. Man, I don't know. And then that left hand looks like it might bounce off. I don't have enough to reverse it. I'm going to stay with the incomplete pass.
Okay, so after review, the ruling is upheld.
So awesome.
Yeah. Okay.
After video review, the ruling on the field is upheld. Incomplete pass, 4th down.
Great job by Mike Pereira to walk us through the steps and the rationale and the reasoning to ultimately get to the decision.
I just love that you get a peek into the thought process and all of the things on the checklist that have to be checked off, and then ultimately arriving at the point where there's not enough to overturn it.
Chris blew it from 54 yards out. He's 2 for 2 today from 43 and 20. This would be a career long. They fake it. They pull it out and not going to get enough. The Panthers decipher that play. Kedrick Whitehead Jr. was there. We have a little confrontation on the sidelines.
I think Chris Blewett might have gotten a flat tire while trying to outrun Kedrick Whitehead.
Yeah, we have a Houston player. Looks like Blewett's still down. Right there at the 35-yard line, out of bounds. And what did you hear, Freddie?
I think I've ever seen.
You could see Chris Blewett as he's trying to outrun Whitehead.
That was not going to happen.
Well, it wasn't, but watch, he takes a step and then pulls up a little bit right there. It kind of takes a step, pulls up. That's usually the sign of some sort of muscle not operating the way it should.
I love that Tyrese Halliburton fake by the holder on the kick. Yeah, he went over the shoulder to Blewett.
And look, it had the defense fooled.
Yes.
Blewett just wasn't fast enough to get around the corner.
Which was a problem on that play. They're going to keep it on the ground here on 1st and 10. McCrary. Michigan down by 10 points, a 2-score game for them. Michigan, as we said earlier, will be playing Birmingham next week in the playoffs. 6-yard run that time by McCrary.
So, guys, I had to go to my archives, right, in my brain. And that little flip by the holder, LSU ran that a long time ago. I remember LSU actually scoring a touchdown on that play.
It's a great recall, Harry. Etling, who played at LSU, maybe he had something to do with it. Stopped up just beyond the 45 at the 45 and a bit.
Note on the little, we'll call it a kerfuffle on the sideline.
Okay.
I mean, this Houston team has nothing to play for, but Michigan, you got to be careful being sucked into some of the extracurriculars, because you got a game next week.
Yes.
You don't want any sort of ejection from this one, anything that will put next week in jeopardy.
1st and 10. Etling going to hand it off to McCrary. Nice burst of speed down to the 44. And they move the chains again. 10-yard gain.
Just nice hesitation, and then up on that left side by Nate McCrary. And these two running backs have shown this over and over during this game. Some of it's been patience in the backfield, that time decisiveness by Nate McCrary.
Colburn this time in the backfield. Etling kept it himself and is tackled at the 37.
12. Okay, give me 12 then.
12.
12. Right trip Zorro, live zone snob. Right trip Zorro, live zone snob.
Right trip Zorro, live zone snob. I'm one ready.
Commitment to running the football. It's another run. It's been a lot of zone read, though. Danny Etling having the opportunity to pull it.
Colburn beside him in the backfield. Keep it on the ground again, nothing happening. Sagokolu making the tackle on the play for Houston. It'll be 3rd down coming up. Matthew Colburn out of Wake Forest.
I have to imagine Mike Dillon would have to think of this as 4-down territory. BT Potter's been inconsistent this season.
On 3rd and 4. Etling wide open over the middle. Got the first down and more. Malone inside the 15. Xavier Malone out of Henderson State. 25-yard gain.
So Malone's going to be right here, and he's covered by Leon O'Neal, who's going to point at his linebacker as Malone crosses the field. You're going to see O'Neal point. Like, you got him. Well, ends up nobody's got him, and Xavier Malone ends up wide open and creates a big play down the field.
McCrary back in the football game. Motions out of the backfield. Etling into the end zone. Incomplete. Moore couldn't squeeze it. For a split second, it looked like it hit him where it had to be.
I think it did hit him where it had to be. This is a tough throw by Danny Etling. Gets it past the safety, ahead of the corner. And man, Jalen Moore probably didn't expect it to get through. Harry, what's that like when you see a safety come and you think, oh, he's going to get a finger on it, he doesn't, then it hits you right in the number?
That's why you do all those concentration drills. Before practice, after practice, for little situations like that, Roddy.
Taking another shot in the end zone. And this one not as close. Intended for Mariner, who's been a little bit conspicuous by his offensive production today, Roddy.
They haven't targeted him a ton.
Yeah.
I don't know how many targets that is. It might be his first of the game. But he's been a big play threat for him all year long. Leads the UFL in receiving yards, and they just have not been able to find that connection today.
Started his career at Utah, played with Jordan Love. 3rd down and 10. Etling steps up. Going to be sacked at the 16-yard line. 4th down coming up. What does Coach Nolan do here? So the field goal unit on the field. From 34 yards out, BT Potter will take a shot. 9 of 15 on the season. Made one earlier from 49. Light work for BT Potter. And it's a one-score game now. 19-12.
It's got him fired up and had him fired up for a number of drives.
Yeah. From the 6-yard line on the return, Grayson Jr. takes it out to the 20. Hey, Harry Douglas, who is the best trash talker you ever played against or with? Just curious. Had to be some good ones, man.
Oh, man, I'm trying to figure out.
Guys take you out of your game? I mean, you faced a bunch of DBs. DBs like to talk it, right?
Never took me out of my game because I was a trash talker.
Oh, okay.
You knew
secretly, Luke Kuechly was someone that...
Really?
Okay.
Yeah, he was a little trash talker himself. Unbelievable player as well. Very intelligent, smart, instinctive. One of the best to do it at the linebacker position. But Luke Kuechly was one. I'll say played with Asante Samuel.
Okay.
But he backed it up every time, too.
Yeah, and when you get those trash talkers, guys, that do their research and they can talk about other things, that's when it gets real dangerous. Player down to the field, still trying to determine who exactly it is. We're going to take a short break and come back on the other side.
Circumstantial evidence that it is that anger has been directed towards Garrett Marino.
1st down and 10. McClendon hands it off to Lingard over the left side of that offensive line and out beyond the 30. A nice dash for a 6-yard gain.
Ginnison did a nice job on that play. I mean, you talk about control, out of control, as you get a look at Kedrick Whitehead on the sideline. He was the one on the sideline that was down. He's been active today, so good to see him up and walking around.
From the 31-yard line, 7 minutes to play. 2nd and 4. A score for Houston here would be huge. Pass is incomplete at the 35 to Cam Sutton. Couldn't squeeze it. Sets up 3rd down and 4, and there's those 2 again. Having a little convo.
Little tap on the head. A nice job. A couple of Warriors in the middle there battling. They didn't even make contact on that last play.
Panthers could use a stop here defensively. Get the defense off the field. Ball to the bottom of your screen. They look his way. McClendon going to be sacked back at the 30. And it's 4th down coming up. They'll punt. Potoa'e with a sack.
Right in the middle. Benning Potoa'e just pushes the pocket until he sees McClendon start to take off, disengages, and is able to bring McClendon down. A mid-season addition that's really provided a lot of depth to this defensive line here in Michigan. And McClendon limping once again there on the sideline.
Second time he's come up hobbled.
Yeah, I wonder if his ankle had not betrayed him from the injury earlier, because it looked like if he could have gotten a half a step, he had Hall that had cleared underneath and nobody between him but green grass and fresh air. That would have been a big play if his ankle did not betray him on that one.
And the way he's limping, I mean, looks like he's favoring the other leg. The
this time,
leg.
Yeah.
Let's take a look at that last sequence where he was tackled and where he may have suffered that injury to the left leg.
Oh, yeah.
It was falling.
Left ankle get caught up under Potoa'e as he tries to tackle him. Just unfortunate that that foot got stuck in the ground when the big defensive tackle falls on your ankle.
Mike Rivers into punt. Xavier Malone back at his own 23-yard line. He'll have a chance to return this one at the 20.
Art Jones should gas up the jet and take us all out to Vegas for the U.S.
You got a lot of towers for his bank account, Harry.
The PJ doesn't get reception on the jet. Yeah. I would have had it. I would have had it. They're going to run it on 1st down. A couple of yards by Nate McCrary.
Michigan's just kind of been hanging around in this game. A lot of plus territory, drives that ended without points early in the game. But the defense has kept them within arm's reach.
Yeah. They haven't led today.
No, they have not. The opportunity to do it here if we're able to put together a drive.
Etling in at quarterback. He relieved Rocky Lombardi in the 3rd quarter. We haven't seen Bryce Perkins today. Etling out of the backfield. Completes it to McCrary. Made one man miss and got near the stick for the 1st down. 8-yard pickup.
Nate McCrary's 6 foot, listed at 213. He looks bigger than 213 to me.
Yes. Yeah.
But the way he moves like a guy who is, 210 pounds. He's got excellent feet, but when it comes to trying to tackle him, I mean, he looks like a back that's 220, 225.
On 1st and 10, nice little jump cut. And then put his hat down to make it out to the 48-yard line. McCrary again. Roby made the tackle.
Let's go. Here we go. Let's go. Heads 58. Heads 58. Heads 58.
Well, heads 58 is what I'd assume. The opposite is tails 59.
Etling. Well, he moves around well in and out of the pocket. Tiptoes out of bounds at about the 44. With under 4 minutes to go, 1st down and 10 again for Michigan.
Yeah, there's just nowhere to go, and a little gap opens up, and Danny Etling's able to get through it. But nowhere to go with the football. There's not a lot of pressure, but it's just a giant alley for Danny Etling to take off into. And he's a better athlete than he's given credit for. Now, when you compare him to the running ability of Lombardi and Perkins, he probably does not look as athletic as those two, but he can move a little bit.
Yes. 3.5 minutes to go. Etling down the middle of the field, incomplete. In and out of the arms of his intended receiver, Samson Nakua, whose brother, of course, is in the NFL with the Rams. Buka.
Keenan Isaac makes this. The cornerback just puts his hand, that right hand, right on the football, knocks it out of the arms of Samson Nakua, who didn't get a clean grab on it initially anyway.
I would love to see him come down with that catch, though.
As with Danny Etling.
Etling gonna try it again. In trouble. Eludes the rush. And he made lemonade out of some lemons. Almost.
Let down by another drop.
All right, Danny.
Yep.
We're in 11. Okay, here
3rd
we go.
and 10.
We got Lexi Boyd,
I think it has to be.
corner box.
Right choice.
Lexi Boyd, Lucy corner box. Possible. Any completion is a good completion here. Lexi Boyd, Lucy corner box.
So I'm all ready.
This is timeout for him.
Now we got a player shaking up down on the field. That's Keenan Isaac out of Alabama State.
He's been getting a lot of run today. Damon Arnett, former Ohio State cornerback, is out for this game. He'd been starting for them most of the year, so it's been a lot of Keenan Isaac, a lot of Jaquan Shepard, obviously a lot of Rashad Williams as
Got
well.
a lot of big corners.
Yeah,
Houston. Isaac at 6'3", Arnett 6 foot, Williams 6'2". One-score football game with 2:41 to go.
Yeah, when you guys mentioned players, Will Lewis, the general manager, Houston Roughnecks, he even talked about that's one of the biggest things when you're a general manager in the UFL. It's always fluid. You don't know what players you're going to have, what players are not going to be available. They've done a really good job, despite all that going on, of finding the kind of right reserves when they've had injuries or defections. He's done a really good job putting this franchise together. Even though they have not had a winning season, they've done a really good job finding players that they can plug and play at on a moment's notice.
No doubt, Freddie. And you could hear Marcel Belfay on the comms to Danny Etling saying any completion's a good completion. This has got to be considered 4-down territory.
On 3rd and 10, Etling backside pressure and pushed out of bounds at about the 43. We're going to mark it at the 40. We have some extra hostilities there on the sidelines. Let's see where they spot this football. Here's the replay.
Speed rush off the edge. Danny Etling is tiptoeing up the sideline when he takes that last hit from Jameer Jones.
He was still in bounds. He was still in bounds, tiptoeing up the sidelines.
Whoa! No, 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 no! No, no, no! No, come here! No! Come here! Come here! Come here! Come here! Come here! Come here!
Coach wasn't getting too close.
Meanwhile, they're going for it on 4th down.
Here we go, Etling. Incomplete. And Houston will take over on downs, intended for Mariner. And the Roughnecks defense comes up huge. Intransigent once again. And now we got a flag on the field.
A lot of extracurricular.
Yes. There's some jaw-jacking going on down there right now with 2:03 to go.
Okay, get off the field. Get off the field. Get off the field. Get off the field.
You gotta go. You ran on the field.
Get off the field. Get off the field. What's the call?
I'm sorry about this.
Hey, just offense.
Okay. Got it. Thank you.
After the play was over, personal foul against Houston, number 96. That 15-yard penalty will be assessed. It will be 1st down and 10 for Houston after enforcement.
Let's take a look at what happened after the whistle.
There's a lot to digest, but here's the play. On the backside, you get COC Mariner, and he's one-on-one with Keenan Isaac, who comes back in the game. Very physical route. And if you had a challenge, you'd love to have challenged that. And then after the extracurriculars come, it probably shouldn't have been on 96, probably should have been on 29, Cornelder.
I'm not sure if Grayson from Michigan instigated part of that too, because they went after him. Two different Houston players did.
They were really lucky that was post possession. They are really lucky if you're Houston. That would have been an automatic 1st down for Michigan. Right. They get the ball offensively 15 yards back, but they're really lucky that they decided that was a post possession foul against the Roughnecks.
Yeah, well, yes, it was clearly the extracurriculars happening after, but it was Cornelder who threw the Michigan player to the ground. They ended up calling it on TJ Franklin. The thing is, though, Michigan can get a stop here and get the ball back. You've got the 2-minute warning, and they've got 2 timeouts. I mean, you get a stop here, and you've got plenty of time.
And McClendon's going to keep it himself. Runs it out to the 28-yard line with under 2 minutes to go. We hit the 2-minute warning. Still a 1-possession football game, but time counting down on the Michigan Panthers. 2nd and 7.
And look, Houston's only rushed for 53 yards in this game. You need your defense to come up with 2 more stops when they're running the football.
They're going to keep it on the ground. And Lingard out to the 26.
I think Jack Kramer, the center, was the only player who anticipated the ball being snapped when it was.
I thought the same thing.
That's never a good thing.
Hey. What you call him? Hey, Jaden. Here's the defense. Here it is. They call timeout. 1 1st down in this game. Yeah. Let's get the 1st down. You got it? Gun him on left. Go ahead. Give it to him. Give it to him.
Pretty simple assignment. Get the 1st down. 3rd and 8 is what they're facing.
It sounded like he was given the call. I couldn't hear what it was. I would be surprised if they put the ball in the air here, because an incomplete pass stops the clock and saves Michigan's last time out.
The 3 of 9 on 3rd down. Michigan has to get a stop here. McClendon almost intercepted. With 4th and 8 coming up, Harden got his hands on it first. And Michigan lives.
Well, it's just you're going to see the slant, and Keontae Harden undercuts it to try and pick this thing off. And they're lucky it wasn't picked off, but nonetheless, you're just giving Michigan the ball back with 1:50 and their timeout. And I know you're trying to get the 1st down, be aggressive.
Yes!
But I feel like there's a way to do that.
Yes!
With a safer throw that would have pulled that last time out at least.
From the 17-yard line, Malone ran out of real estate at the 22. 78 yards away. And trailing by 7. Danny Etling in relief of Rocky Lombardi in the 2nd half here. After that 53-yard punt. See what he can do here. Michigan with 1 timeout remaining. Houston with 3.
I think if you're Michigan, you're telling Danny Etling, hey, don't be afraid to tuck it and run if you've got an alley and use your legs. Houston's been pretty stingy with their coverage today, but if they're in man-to-man, there's alleys for the quarterback to be able to pick up yardage with his legs.
Etling steps up. Overthrown and picked off. Keenan Isaac. And Isaac might have just signed the death certificate right there on this game for Etling and the Panthers. With 89 seconds to play.
So it ends up being cover 3, and Danny Etling's eyes take the safety over there as well. So on the route, you've got both the corner underneath and the safety being able to make a play on this ball. The ball's overthrown anyway, and that's about all she wrote for this one after the first play when Michigan gets the ball back.
4th turnover of the day for the Michigan Panther offense. And Michigan with 1 timeout remaining. Regardless, though, remember Etling and the Panthers will play Birmingham next week in Birmingham. And the winner will play in the UFL championship game against either St. Louis or the DC Defenders. It's going to be a loss of a couple yards back to the 38-yard line. Merritt caught behind the line of scrimmage by Ron Stone Jr. They're out of timeouts.
Now, unless something crazy happens, Michigan's going to turn their attention to solving the Birmingham Stallions riddle. And they have not been able to beat the Birmingham Stallions since Mike Nolan has been the head coach.
You can call timeout for me on next if you want, even though I don't have any. Just do it. Just blow it.
We were told that the only time the Michigan Panthers have beaten Birmingham was in the first game of the first iteration of the USFL.
Wow.
Back in the 80s.
That's some history.
Wow.
Well, the law of averages says they're due.
The law of juju says some bad juju on their side.
2nd and 14. McClendon will hand it off to Merritt. Stays in bounds. And the Panthers are helpless now to stop the clock. There it is. They're 0-5 against the Stallions. Look at a chance on ABC next weekend. You'll see it. Who are you taking out of the Final 4 teams to win it all? Does Birmingham four-peat?
I'm going to go St. Louis.
Okay.
I think St. Louis, with the way that they played, the season that Jacob Sailors has had, the defense led by Peter Taumupenu has been phenomenal this season. I'm going to go St. Louis.
This is Merritt sliding up the sidelines, stayed in bounds, and he's going to crib that thing. House call, but there's a flag down. Kirk Merritt. And there's a flag down all the way back at the 43.
Holding offense number 3 at that spot, so we're going to replay start on the snap. Okay.
During the run, holding offense number 3. The 10-yard penalty is enforcing the spot. It will remain 3rd down.
It actually allows Houston now to take a knee and end the game, which they obviously a touchdown effectively, but now they'll be able to actually end it. And congratulations to C.J. Johnson and this staff for righting the ship. I mean, this is a team that started 1-3,
right,
and then down the stretch they're going to end up 4-2
in their
last 6.
You got to go
to go 500 on the season. So it's an excellent job of once they found a quarterback, really getting this thing going in the right direction and finishing the way that they want to finish. A lot of guys put some good film on tape today.
Remember, we saw them early this season against Arlington. Anthony Brown was still the quarterback at that time, but man, when Jalen McClendon took over, things really looked a little bit more promising.
How about Avery Genesee and Garrett?
It's all love now.
Hey man, you know, just 2 guys going about it.
It's great to be able to leave it on the field in more ways than one. C.J. Johnson's Houston squad wins it. Maybe we spoke too soon.
Genesee left it on the field. The other two, but the two coaches that have such history together, such respect for each other, congratulated each other, and Mike Nolan with more to play for, obviously, next week.
Houston with the wire-to-wire victory.
Man from New Orleans.
Michigan turned it over 4 times, hurting their cause. Let's go downstairs to Freddie.
What does it say about your team, Coach Johnson? You start the season 1-3, and you finish 4-2, and you get a victory against a team on their home field, going to the playoffs after losing to them 2 weeks ago.
You know what? It's tough. The one thing about our team is our team got resiliency. Man, we got grit. We tough. We never gonna quit. You know, so just man, great team win. Great team win.
What is it about your leaders of your team? McClendon, for example, your quarterback. The minute he became your quarterback, things seem to turn around. Roddy Jones on the booth said things seem to really get better for your football team the minute that he became your starting quarterback.
I think the team believe in him. I think he's a good player, and you know he's continuing to learn. But man, he done a fantastic job.
What's the one thing you learned about yourself as a coach, coaching this team? Early adversity, better to the end of the season.
I learned I got a good staff, and I got good players that can listen and do what we try to do what we ask them.
Congrats on the win, Coach. Good. Enjoy the offseason too.
Thank you.
Back to you guys.
7-point win for Houston as we bring in Aaron now to close the book.